Hello and welcome as we are heading into the 26th of July 2017. And in this particular video, what I would like to do, I'm showing this full screen, so you're probably going to need to see this on a larger screen, is talk a little bit about content creation as well as just showing how I just can put like charts together. Now, normally, I use this site and it's really simple for me. I can just push this button, which thus gives me a link to it. And what I can do from this point on is paste the image. Very, very simple. But I only have so many charts available on here. And I am going to need times where I'm going to want to display things that are available on Bittrex. And there's situations where I'll look for different things. Sometimes I'll look for volume, which codes have unusual high volume. I look at codes up or down a lot, and when they're up, do I look to see areas, because there's going to be volatility for the day, so I can obviously try to find some plays within such. I'm looking for ones down. Is it down enough where I can maybe scoop up a bottom? And same thing on the volatility as well. And then the new ones as well. And I've never heard of QTUM, I don't think. But let's say I'm going to a code, and let's see if I have a buy order in here. If I have, okay, I have heard of it. I got a buy order at 20. Now, why would I have an order to buy this? It's not that big of an order. It's just a small how you do, and I like to have 60, 70 bets going, and this is one of them. And I have this chart pattern. And what do I see in here? Well, I know it's not going to have much. It's going to only have just that. So I can only work with shorter data. I'll quickly look at it, and within such, I can see, well, a move from 24 to 27 happened. It has fallen back down to 22, 22.3, and then we have a rise to 2449. So what I can do is put some Fibonacci in. 49, so 235. And see a down target of 260. And that's just a small number. I'm not going to go with much. I don't have much data on here. And if I want to put moving averages, I have to do this every single time. I also have to go to this log scale. But only so many times do you need the log scale. Let's take a look at, say, something like Ripple, for example. And I got to think Ripple's in the higher volume area. But even if I just go, say, percentage gain, I haven't seen this in a while. GBG, what the heck is that? I don't know. So let's take a look at it. And then when I'm looking for things, the reason I'm doing content creation is because it's fun to do. If I'm doing it or not, I'm going to have to do this work anyway. So I see this quickly. I see an up move. I see like the little cup formation that has come into play. I see a little bit of resistance at this point, a little curve. How long has this thing been trading for? A little bit of time. Look at these pierces, man. Those are sweet. They haven't occurred too much. There's this one in here, but I got to put this in a log scale. So I wish there was a way where I could manage to... wow, this thing is just wild. Do I even have any orders on this? I've bought it at 33 once and sold it at 38. I have a buy order in at 20, so I've already done my work on this, which 20 just represents previous low. Okay, so is there anything I can do near term? I know what the moving average is going to look like. I know it's been going down and it's sideways right now, so I'm not going to put it in. This is a really difficult thing at this stage to trade. Hourly time frame. Yeah, maybe it could push high, but do I really want to buy at 51.20? What do I got for buy and sells in here? I could try to put an order in maybe here, and I'm looking at the bids here. What do I see for? I see like nothing here for any big buys, and it's down to 47.94. Sometimes I'm going to look for a big wall, and this thing just has tiny volume. What's the volume on this thing overall? 18, 19 Bitcoin. That's really not that much. So this is something I'm like, yep, you know what? That's not worth playing. We can stay away from it. I can look at what the SEC happens to have. Safe exchange coin, I guess we'll call this. And nice little cup formation, and it's starting to curve over. Finding support where resistance was here. And we have huge volume at this peak here. Well, that can work multiple ways. As when you have tops, what's normally going to happen is you're going to have another rally close to the previous high, maybe matching it, and then it's just going to roll over again. But don't be surprised at times you get big volume like this. It has a correct stabilization, maybe even grinding higher on low volume, and maybe bigger volume will come later that might come at about 700 or 1,000 Satoshi. These are the things I think about. But again, do I really want to buy in here at 286 when this thing is still a little overextended on the more longer term time frame? I can also see here that it's came back to its previous high, and it was only corrected a little bit within the previous mark. I can draw an uptrend in here and see that it's well extended from there. I can also see if there's going to be any decent correction. I'm thinking about 150 to in that area here. So these are the things I think of, and really what goes through my mind as I'm trading. Do I have any? I've never traded this before, and I don't have a buy order in. So this is a situation where I'm like, you know what? I can calculate some fib in here too. So it looks like 12 is the breakout. The high looks like 403. And we got 46 and 105. So 105 is like way down here. So I'm not even going to think about that right now. So I can go 76 for a number, which is in at 176. So roughly around here, and that coincides with this area, which means that I'm going to check this book and see where I can find the 175 area. And what do we got for buy orders? So 38 Bitcoin there. That's not bad. I kind of like that. I don't see anything individual here, so I'm just going to probably... And what I do is I'll just do this quickly. I don't make big bets on. I'm going to go 3 to 4/10 of a percent of a Bitcoin and make a very small wager. And like I say, I have dozens and dozens of these waiting. Most of these codes I got buy orders on. Some of them I don't like and I don't. But this one I do. So now I want to make a little thing on this. So let's just see how long this takes. So I realize this is something I want to do. So what I'll have to do is I'll go to studies, moving average, and I have to type in 18. I start with high, and then I go weighted. Then I change this color to blue. And I have to do another one for the lows. So it sucks in a site like this where I have to do this every single time, and it's no way, at least to my knowledge, and I've tried to find, where it can automatically give me what I need. So I can see right now the 18 average of lows is in at 186, and oftentimes on any moves, you do see pierces below them, as we've seen so many times before. It's finding the support area. So to make something like this, I would have to push the share button. I got an image, and I can now paste this in here. If it's going to load. Which it's... So there we have it. So I can copy this image, but here's a problem with a lot of the times when I do this, I'll put it in here and, well, this will work out. I'll paste it, and I can now make an image within this. I can draw trend lines, but what I'm going to probably want to draw is this 176 line. And I'm not going to make this straight. I can easily do it if I need to. In fact, that's straight enough. And then just put in the number. This is going to come in huge, but I can fix that fast. And then just do something like this, just write what I need to. And if I want to do something pre-hand for lines, I can do something like this. Oh, we got a trend line. See, this is, I really don't need to count this too much in time because I need to do this for myself anyway, but it really comes down to time being money as far as doing what I want to do, which is like a text photo blog, which is pretty much exactly how Steemit works. But the problem seems to lie that if I'm only going to probably get like, well, right now I'm only getting like 6-10 people that see a post. And maybe I can go up to 50, 60, 70. But that doesn't bring too much of a reason to do it if it's only going to bring in like a couple bucks an hour in time. And instead of doing this move time in here, I can do other type of trading instead. So that's basically where time becomes money factor. On YouTube, the rate of pay actually for what I do is very good. It's really what's helped stem this whole thing that I'm doing with crypto trading. So I want to keep doing that. And like I've been doing it for so long, so many different topics now for pretty much a full decade. But just when I'm looking at this in here, I can see within this chart that it's trying to find support in this area, but oftentimes you're going to just encounter this and it is going to make these moves. And quite frankly, time-wise, maybe it's going to coincide in here and this thing is going to hit in like September or late August. Heck, I mean, that's a lot of times I'll put orders in and then, oh, I put that order in like a long time ago. And then it gets executed quickly thereafter that. All right then, so let's just finish this off by taking a quick look at the Bitcoin chart, which, as I stated in the 2.5 minute warning, don't be surprised if it comes up here and then boom, down she goes. Now it hasn't hit the 24, it hit the 24.20, which is pretty much closer to where that number is. I was stating usually they pierce these numbers. What do we got for the low? I should memorize this, but I don't. 1835. And then a high of 29.26. So there's a 24.48. So here, me being the smart person I think I am, I see this 24.48 number here, which is a decent leg above this resistance, the psychological number, and it likes to go further. So this puts me as a trader in a little bit of a pickle. I bought a little bit down back in here, and I even, around dinner time tonight, I sold a little bit of Bitcoin at 25.80. And I bought it back at 25. I've already bought it back, and I got more to buy back in here, but I had like 4 buy orders in at 24. Only one of them got executed, which was the right near the bottom. But I did expect it to come down here. So when this move was happening in here, I was like, this rally happened. I'm like, don't do this to me. Well, I guess it's fine. But I did catch me off guard because I was watching this rally happen live earlier today. So the rule of thumb that I have is if I have buy orders here, I mean, I just don't think that if it's going to go here, it's going to bottom here anymore. 23s is where I want to go. Like right in here is where I'm going to be putting my buy order. So what I do as a trader is all my 2408s, and I had them there. 2390s, yeah, they get shifted down a little bit. 2350, 2370. That's I got no choice. So the reason why I figured it was going to make this resistance area move is because of how well it undercut the this main resistance at the 26 key number like that. So because of such, I felt, yeah, it's probably going to have at least one leg lower. And I wouldn't be surprised if it has those rally attempts to previous resistance, which meant in the area of 25 or 25.95 to 26.50. So it did hit the bottom part of that area. I do see this red candle playing into form. So, and then I'll just shorten it out here and there. But yeah, here's that resistance area move, red candle down, and it probably will have another leg lower as I'm going to bed soon. As you can see, it's 11:38, so I'll go to bed. And I'll expect it to hit that point. So then let's conclude the video. And it's just easier if I want to go into in-depth stuff for me to just make a video. And if I'm going to spend a decent amount of time, it's easier and even more profitable for me to do this way than to do it on Steam. But I've thought of the idea before of making my own web page, putting in like a premium type of service. And see, the problem with that is then I have a cost that I have to make up, which is the cost of the domain and all that stuff, which isn't much, but it still makes it so that I need just a little bit of income just to break that cost in. And then how much would because I'd want to spend minimum 5-10 hours a week on it. Then probably not going to do it. But Steam, what I like about that is all of those costs that I talk about are nil. So everything is time, and I really don't think that it's going to work out well. So I figure, you know what, it might do a bit better. Maybe I can, I don't know, make something like $20, $30 a week, but really that's not what I'm looking to do if I'm going to do content creation. So then, and I could just see it within this time frame here. This is a good one here because I've got this nice resistance or former support I would expect to be resistance in the 25.20 to 25.28 area. And I realize that as I talk about reversal of trends, that's what I would need to see happening. So as I'm seeing this live, this thing is going into stage one, flattening out the band. Any type of short-term moves in here that hold like 24.70, 80 and pop up. Benefit of the doubt is not to the sellers, but if I see action 24.75, 74, I'm going to fully expect at least a test of this previous low. And like I stated, if it breaks below it, I don't expect it to break it below and only go down 1%. So, I mean, just watching it live, I see a green candle move up to a previously hit area a few times. So I still need to come up and establish this area. And this is even going to look good in the one. It doesn't look bad on the 1 minute. I mean, this is extremely short term, but just going through some different ideas. And this is probably as long as anything now. So let's see how long this is. 18 minutes. You know what? I thought we were over 20 right now. So, I mean, I could do longer, but no, I don't got much more to say. The 1 minute chart on silver looks really bad on here. I mean, yeah, like look at this. But which doesn't make sense, but I mean, I try to make sense of it and I can, I guess. But I mean, this all comes in fine and dandy. But unfortunately within this, when I do cryptos, what I need to do just to quickly look at everything is I'll just start with the letter A. I click on cryptocurrency, so I see all I got is like Ardor and Sonaro. So on the daily chart in here, interesting situation. Establish resistance, come back to support. It's extremely deep in this manner. If I look for downside targets, I see a low of 3552. I see a high of 6,000. $25.69, so I'm looking to buy it around $25.02, $25.10 kind of deal. Put a buy order in for that level. Ooh, that's a scary looking chart. So let's say scenario, for example, that's pretty much the same thing. You do the exact same calculation for that. They pretty much go hand in hand, it seems. You got Bitcoin, BitShares, same thing here, exactly the same. It's an interesting thing because the actual market capitalization has got an interesting pattern because let's just spread it out a bit more like that. Because this support level in here is in the area of the resistance, but I don't have to draw it in. I know this trend line is broken. Okay, so that was a lot of lower highs. So that's a pretty decent trend. Now I want to see how it can break out to this trend. So it's had this move up to here, breaking past 2 lower highs. A decent pullback now, so that's good. This tells me this level of resistance is more established, and if I see failure in here where it, say, resists the lower end of this support level, rolls over, then that's a huge warning sign. But on the contrary, if I can see this area hold even around 80-ish or so, right around here, and then work its way, even just might go sideways for a month or so, who knows, but then any type of further momentum after establishing some more higher lows. That's what we need to do. We got this low, we got this low. So this is the key one in here. It's already established at least this point. So like if it has any type of good move from here, then it's going to be important to hold this low, which we can see is 85. So you'd want to see a good move higher than like 88 or 89, but that is, to me, it seems somewhat optimistic on that chart that I just previously showed. So let's take a look at just a couple other ones. What's in here? I mean, there's BitShares, Bitcoin, there's Bella Coin, and this is just a bearish pattern. And it's already at that point that I was saying that would be an interesting buy, though. I mean, But what do we see here? We see resistance at the 18. We see it falling from this point. So I wouldn't want to be a buyer. I mean, maybe down to 45 now. Actually, I do want to be a little bit of, I mean, I'm not going to because I don't trade Poloniex, but I mean, I'd buy a little bit here, but I'm really not too optimistic that it only rallied up to 72 from here and it's pulling back. Clams is the only one on C. It's not so strong. Digibyte. Okay, so we can see that it's came back to this newly rising band. Any break in strength around here, I mean, there's definitely reason to consider any long play. And then you want to speculate, okay, I think it's going to happen. Maybe you buy a small amount now and you just think it's down so much and you want to wait for at least a little bit of strength. It's showing some possibilities for sure. Dash Coin, that's just doing the same old thing. Dogecoin looks terrible on here. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand that one. What else is on here? That's nothing below here. I don't think there's any Ethereum's on the E's, but Ethereum and the ETC is pretty much doing the same sort of ordeal as well. I can just quickly put it up. I don't like the Bitfinex. I like the Poloniex, but yeah, it's just doing a whole bunch of nothing. Factom and stuff on the C, Folding Coin, Florin Coin. Okay, so step 1, band flatten. Step 2, resistance in here. Come back to the band. It's coming back to this previous level in here. And it can even fall a little bit more safely too, down to 67, 66. And you're trying to make a significant higher low over these two periods. But I do want to see strength like at 88, 89 before I'd want to be convicted for any type of long positions. Folding Coin. Here's a situation in which it had the support, resisted in here, back down in here, so it's matching within this. And if you start to see weakness around 446, 450, now we're starting to talk about playing in the like 300, like the 200s basically. If that is the situation. Okay, let's go to G, Golem, GNT, and Just weak, man. I mean, you're resisting within this band, several hits of this level. And the more often you test it, the more likely it is you're taking out consistent lower highs along the way. It's been in this downtrend for quite some time. So you get this sideways move. It's almost like, it's like plain roulette when I see this. It's either going to be red or black, up or down. And I can't tell by looking at this directly. I mean, it's looking like there's going to be some momentum, but I wouldn't want to buy at 82 or 877. That's just too scary. I'd want to buy like closer to like 6,000 and such. And I really can't do Fibonacci upside because I, quite frankly, well, maybe from here to here I can. I need to see a decent rally. So, yeah, let's do some Fibonacci. Downside. 88's the low, and the high is 13,466. Okay, 67, 66, basically. And I'm gonna put this order in later. I know I don't have anything on this, so I do have to enter that in myself. Because I know I don't got an order for that. Game credits, I know I got my orders in for this already in place, but this situation's back down to its level of support. Everything's established back in here. This is really where you want it to hold. I mean, yeah, 18 average of lows, really. But not so much because you want it to be significantly above this low of here. And that's nice area, actually. Anything, of course, in the range of 80 to pretty much where it is a beautiful point. And further momentum higher, then there could be some great gains that comes into play. GNO is only going to have so much, but I'm almost able to see this on the daily, but you almost just have to only got no choice but to look at this on the 4-hour time frame. And within such in here, I mean, all these support levels, this just looks like it's almost ready to go down. But I mean, these things can explode anytime. News comes in on something and boom, you get like big green candles. Next thing you know, it's like, holy crap, this thing is like 10.8 or it's up to like 12 or something. I mean, that's definitely always in play. Hunter coin is the only one on H. And that's looking so ugly. It really is. If there's ever a way where do I have the option to short? This is like a short entry, basically, for me. I would expect to, I would put a short order here. If you play the old school way, I guess you could put a stop at 46 and you're looking to get out here like for 23. But that's generally how I would play the game. I don't even know how I could short it, even if I wanted to. There's nothing on I either, nothing on K. Litecoin, it didn't seem like it was doing much today. I haven't looked at its chart today, but I do look at its percentage move, and it didn't seem like it was doing all that much. Yeah. Made safe, anything going on there? Yikes, doesn't look good. This doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. NXT, we can look at this, and well, it's holding within this, but that doesn't mean it's gonna stay here. But step one, flat. No, definitely this is where you want resistance. Perfect spot, right where the support was. Back down to this band, and then if you just go through different time frames in here. This helps you out when you're looking to get into a play. If I see what I want in the daily and it's ways away, I don't need the 4-hour chart. But if I'm looking to trade now and I'm looking to get out, say, then if I see movements in here, I might try to sell. It's just situations of that type of nature. Omni is on the I know that. OMG. Oh my God. What the heck? I don't even know what that is. I have no idea. What the heck is... Well, interesting. I don't know what it is. Oh my God, I don't know. Never heard of it. So I guess they do add things here and there on there. I wish they put the Bittrex stuff on here. Omni... And this is a scary situation that you look for. You see this brand breakout here. And it technically got above previous high, really matching high, break above the band. And then you follow through with red candle, because when you have those moves, it's all about consolidating and how well it does. Well, that didn't do too well. And now we're at this area of support. Oftentimes from failed moves can come fast moves. And I'm going to have to get a buy order for this baby. 125.9 versus 19.14. So we basically got 972. And let's take a look. How about pink coin? How's that baby? It's so neutral. It's just not even worth talking about. Peer coin. This is an interesting one at times. It's definitely breaking down. I don't know why you'd want to be a buyer now. I really, really don't. You got to think you're at least going to come down to this support level in there. Radiums and all this stuff in here. You know what? This one, I mean, it's at the 18 average band. It's got to establish a higher low from here. So, man, I can't believe how long this is, but I'm going good here. I still got a few more things to look at, but I'm just giving you an idea about what I do every so often when I'm day trading. And here, and this has got that scary setup in SC. See a coin, definitely scary. How's Ripple doing, man? That thing has always been so scary. I have not talked good about that, but for good reason, because I need to see it show me a better sign, and this is just not looking good at all. How many lower highs do I need to see in here? If it doesn't scare you out, it's most certainly going to wear you out. And I don't know how many people in this are going to be like, if it falls and it comes down to like 3,500. 3,500 from here, that's like half off. And it's already down a ton as it is. And they're going to be like, oh my God, how could this have happened? And you say, no, yeah, I think Ripple could fall to 35. And like, what? Come on. Well, it's already fallen from like 20-something thousand to 6,000. So why would that be that much of a surprise? This is definitely not looking good. NEM seems to have the very similar kind of patterns. It might be a little bit better, as we can see. I mean, it's at least getting neutral. You can almost make a case of a long failed breakdown, but nonetheless, it's not like the other ones. It's not breaking down. This isn't high enough for established resistance. I really need to see a move to it. I mean, we've got all of these lower highs. This one, all of these here, this. So this is the last big one in here on the 75. So I need to see resistance established well over 70. So this is still stage one as far as band being flat. Yeah, it's in a rising mode, but it's still got to get above all this short-term nonsense. As far as I'm concerned on that, Monero, that's an interesting one because it's got some of these wild moves. But when you look at this on a more longer-term basis, it's really something I think is you want to play, I think, on the long-term time frame, because quite frankly, so many of these codes are scary as anything. Because, I mean, why do we have a whole whack of these altcoins? Like, really, you think that a lot of them are going to survive? I mean, I don't know. But it seems like this is like one of the safer ones out there, like Bitcoin, the Ethereums, the Dash, this one in here, Litecoin to a degree with extreme volatility. These are the ones that I feel safer holding. Everything else, quite frankly, is quite scary, but it's scary in a good way. But I see in here we got this low, this low, this low, this low, a lot of low or higher lows. And from this high, and the move was ecstatic, 29.4 to 24.677. That's like 700-800%. And it's better to say like 8x, 9x, and all that type of stuff. You come back down in here, and the resistance moves a little bit here, but I mean, that was a big move down. And then a higher high from this, but I'm going to call it a matching high. There's the higher low, another matching high. And this is, I guess, a matching low to here, higher one to here. So you got like that ascending triangle. So when this thing seems ready to go, like it was back in the end of July, I mean, it can have some pretty decent moments, to say the least, most definitely. Okay, this is the time where I now should end it, because I'm guessing we're like over 32 minutes. I hope this even can record. Sometimes when I go too long, it just doesn't even record. 34, 35. So yeah, we're going to end it. I got to go to bed. And I will be back with you on the next day. Bye-bye.